Sri Aurobindo Mira, open my mind, my heart, my life to your light, your love, your power. In all things may I see the divine. परमोच प्रभु सत्यम नित्य त्वमेव केवलम अनुवर्तमहि सत्यम अनुजीवम केवलम ओम शांति शांति शांति. Namaste, good morning, Vande Mataram, welcome all of you. The topic of this discussion for this morning will be on basic requirements of the path. Very interesting topic, most often inquired topic, mostly inquired and queried topic, the burning topic really for these people who are pursuing the path of integral yoga. The best thing we must be able to know, we must know rather, basic requirements of the path. So everything we'll discuss from the writing of Sri Aurobindo. The master writes here, the goal of yoga is always hard to reach. In a very clear voice, clear tone, with the crystal clear concept, Sri Aurobindo has explained in the very first line itself, the goal of yoga is always hard to reach. But what happens? This one is more difficult than any other, and it is only for those who have the call, the capacity, the willingness to face everything and every risk. For those, this integral yoga is pursued, integral yoga is actually chosen. Even the risk of failure and the will to progress towards the entire selflessness, desirelessness and the surrender, these are the conditions somebody has to go, and it must be pursued, it must be remembered. So I will try to quote it again, the initial sentence. The goal of the yoga is always hard to reach, but this one is more difficult. This one means this integral yoga, whatever we are pursuing, and entirely the right aim, objective to follow, this is the more difficult than any other. So many yogas are there, so we know where all the yogas end. Integral yoga begins from that point. And it is only for those, not for all. It is only for those who have the call, number one. The capacity and willingness to face the everything and every risk, that is the second condition. Third, even the risk of failure and the will to progress towards the entire selflessness, desirelessness and the surrender. These are the conditions, people who have got the call, who are willing. So they must be prepared, and this is the most difficult of the path of course. Then Sri Aurobindo quotes again, this yoga implies not only the realization of God, but an entire consecration and change of inner and outer life till it is to be fit to manifest the divine consciousness. Just imagine what is the difference between other yoga and this yoga, integral yoga. So, not only the realization of God, but the entire consecration and the change of the inner and outer life till it is fit to manifest the divine consciousness. Entire change of consciousness to manifest the divine consciousness and become a part of the divine work. Again, we are testing upon the work. We know in integral yoga, the work has got the greater virtue, the greater emphasis we are putting on work. This means an inner discipline far more exciting and difficult than more ethical and physical austerities. This is the thing, because their yoga, their path, their goal was something different, but we are proceeding towards perfection and transformation and perfection. One must not enter on the path far vaster and more arduous than most ways of yoga, unless one is sure of the psychical and the one's readiness to go through towards the end. So the most important thing for those who are going to pursuing this yoga, it is mentioned by Sri Aurobindo categorically again and again. Sri Aurobindo emphasized and re-emphasized on the path, that call of the psychic call. One is sure of the psychical, and second is one's readiness to go through to the end. In between we can't live, we can't escape. This attitude, this thought must be got rid of. We must reject that idea. Then that use that term, of course, we have had this readiness. Sri Aurobindo quotes about readiness. By readiness I did not mean the capacity but willingness, not the capacity but the willingness to proceed in this path towards the end, till the end. If there is the will within to face all difficulties and go through, if there is willingness, will within to face all difficulties and go through, no matter how long it takes, then the path can be taken. This is the certainty, this is the guarantee Sri Aurobindo actually guaranteed here. There is one indispensable condition, that is sincerity. Sri Aurobindo puts upon very interesting way and very ascertained way. The most indispensable condition is sincerity. Then again Sri Aurobindo quotes here, sincere is simply an adjective meaning that the will must be a true will. Tries to Sri Aurobindo explain the term sincerity. The will must be a true will. If you simply think I aspire and do things inconsistent with the aspiration, or follow your desire or open yourself to the contrary influences, then it is not the sincere will. So thing is that in mother also we can see in one part we are open to the truth, on another side we are open to the hostile forces. Then it is vague to expect that the divine grace will abide with you. Then Sri Aurobindo quotes again, when all is in agreement with the one truth or an expression of it, this is the harmony. The next question is coming, it is harmony. When all is an arrangement with the one truth and an experience of it, then it is harmony. Sincerity in the vital is the most difficult to have. Sincerity in the vital is most difficult to have and the most needful. Without it nothing can be done. So most interesting thing we see and we feel, this is sincerity. Next definition here in the quotes, of course, it is an aspiration. The aspiration should be for the full descent of the truth and the victory over falsehood in the world. This is the aspiration. Sometimes we wrongly assume desire and aspiration the same thing, but it is different. Here in the quotes, desire is the child heart's cry crying for bliss, but aspiration shows the image of a crown. So you have to aspire, you must proceed. For four things we aspire for, excluding these four things, whatever we seek for or these are all desires. The four things specialist Aurobindo quoted, that is freedom, God, immortality, and light. Excluding is these four, something if it is there inside you, you are yearning for, that is only desire, nothing to consider of the aspiration. Then next steer in the course goes for the about the tapasya and all. No fixed rule in these things, so it is not nothing is fixed. You have given the freedom, you have to go. The help you ask will be with you. Let the aspiration grow and open the inner consciousness altogether. The opening of the inner consciousness, the live in the inner spirit, that is all what we are aspiring for. If the psychic being comes to the front, that is the most required thing. The psychic being must be able to come into front. Without contact with the psychic being, no sadhana is possible so far this integral yoga is concerned. So psychic must come to the front, it must lead, it must guide, and it must take the entire chance. Then only there is just possibility of this transformation and perfection. So psychic gets the maximum importance here. If the psychic being comes to the front, then conversion becomes easy, and many of the instantaneously or conversion may bring the psychic being to the front. Again, here there is no rule. Everything and everybody is free absolutely. Then next step in the next very interesting definitions here in the quoted. A simple, straight and sincere call and a aspiration from the heart is the one important thing and more essential and effective than capacities. Nothing considered of capacities. The capacity only we trace more upon the willingness, and willingness for the divine, for this transformation, that is the most important thing. Then After this thing, there is Sri Aurobindo quotes on the aspiration. There is no need of words in aspiration. It can be expressed or unexpressed of words. So for this aspiration, need of wordings is not that much important. It may be there, it may not be there. The aspiration need not be the form of thought. It can be a feeling within and remains even when mind is ascending to the work. Again, aspiration and the stress upon the work. One should be satisfied with what one gets, and still aspire quietly without struggle for more, till all is done, all has come. No desire, no struggle, only aspiration, faith, and oneness. That is, and the grace. This is the requirement on the path. The basic requirements is are no desire, no struggle, only aspiration, faith, openness, and the grace. That is the thing, that is the most important requirement is then on the way. Prayer should be full of confidence without sorrow or lamenting. So we know we pray a prayer, a master act, a king idea can link man's heart to the supreme, we know. Then the miracle is made the common rule. We have already heard in Savitri Sri Aurobindo's quotation, we have seen. Sri Aurobindo here puts up the important emphasis on prayer. Prayer should be full of confidence without sorrow or lamenting. It must be there. It must not be there. So all sincere prayers are granted as Mother has told. All is answered. But thing is that what prayer we must know, that we must know. We must be able to understand so that we can pray. So naturally, well, the one pointed, the aspiration, the swifter the progress. It depends upon the swiftness, depends upon the one pointedness of aspiration. The one pointed, more one pointed the aspiration, the swifter the progress. The difficulty comes when either the vital with its desire or physical with its past habitual movements comes in. There the problem starts. So we have to become very much feasible, very much conscious of it. Then Sri Aurobindo, about the basic requirements, Sri Aurobindo has given a couple of terms, and it is described, defined by Sri Aurobindo in very interesting manner. These are the basic requirements, of course, of this path. Faith, a dynamic entire belief and acceptance. These are the very good definitions as defined in the yogic term by the master before us. It is put. So things are to be understood, things are to be carried forward in our life. Faith, a dynamic entire belief and acceptance, that is faith. Then after faith comes the belief. Intellectual acceptance, only belief. I will because this is intellect acts there, only intellectual for acceptance only, that is belief. Next one is conviction. This is also intellectual belief held on what seems to be good reasons. So it is mixed with the reasons. This is also intellectual, that is conviction. Then another terms comes in this path is known as reliance. Dependence on another for something based on trust. Mostly in this integral yogic path, the reliance on the divine, reliance on the supreme, reliance, to be frankly speaking, reliance on the divine mother. The next term comes the feeling of sure expectation of another's help and reliance on his word and character. This is trust. I will quote it again very interestingly. Sri Aurobindo has emphasized on this word trust. The feeling of sure expectation of another's help, that certainty will be there, that confidence will be there. Reliance of in his word and character and his grace, of course, here I am putting one more word, that is grace. Confidence, the sense of security that goes with trust. That is confidence, faith, certitude, and confidence. So confidence, the sense of security that goes with trust. Then another term Sri Aurobindo has quoted here. Faith is a feeling in the whole being. Faith is a feeling in the whole being. Belief is mental. Confidence means trust in a person, divine, or feeling of surely about the result of one seeking or endeavor. So we have to do. These are the basic requirements of the path. Thank you.